my perspective on it anyway. So, but anyway, man, let's go ahead and start with the first subject. This is one we've talked about a couple of times already. We just waiting for the end of the saga of R. Kelly. R. Kelly convicted on many counts, acquitted of trial fixing. So they got him for the child stuff.
Wasn't he convicted 6 out of 12?
Yeah. And this one it was 3 out of 4.
Okay.
So he got acquitted for the trial fixing in 2008, but they got him on the child stuff still. Now he got to go against Illinois, the state. I don't get it. And then
he already got life. He got 30 years in New York, and then they gave him 90 years in. Yeah. Was it 90?
Yeah. He's not gonna get out of this. I already said in 2 years you're gonna hear the sad, tragic tale of R. Kelly, him suiciding himself.
This is just shaming.
Yeah,
this is shaming ritual. This
is the maniacs going after the Pied Piper. Remember the story of the Pied Piper?
He said he's a Pied Piper of R&B.
He said he's the Pied Piper or Pan. The story of Pied Piper, he gets killed. I'm not Pied Piper. I'm sorry, Pan. He gets killed by his fans at some point. And all these women who were young girls who, if you read the stories, every last one of them say that they were brought to him by an adult. As a matter of fact, one in particular, Sparkle, is once again back in the story. I want to read that.
Didn't the witness come out and say she had something to do with one of the cases she was involved, and she said she didn't have nothing to do with that? I can't quote it but I thought I saw something like that on YouTube.
Probably. She always. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me make sure this time the screen is actually changing. Oh, I know that was loud as hell. I'm sorry. Okay. There you go. So you see here, he was convicted on multiple child pornography and enticement charges, acquitted of others. If you read through this, it says R. Kelly was convicted on multiple child pornography charges. Kelly was convicted on 3 of the 4 counts. Hold on. And production of child pornography and 3 of the 4 counts of enticement of a minor engaged in criminal sexual activity. He was acquitted on 1 count of each of conspiracy to obstruct justice, conspiracy to receive child pornography, as well as 2 counts of receiving. Now these 2 right here, the fact that he got through these 2 right here means whoever gave it to him, they were never going to go after them. So that's why that got thrown out anyway. Said her client has a sense of relief that the case is now behind them, and felt that prosecutors had overblown the case against him. She says she considered filing an appeal. 2 key associates acquitted. I'm trying to find the one on. Here you go. Jane testified she met Kelly through her aunt, Sparkle, who worked with R. Kelly and had a romantic relationship with him. Jane, you see that? Oh, so they finally admitted that Sparkle was messing around with R. Kelly now, which we kind of already knew.
We already knew that.
We already knew it, but they finally.
He don't just mess around with children. He mess around with older women too.
Exactly.
It's just his preferences.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna say that because that sounds crazy. But Jane was 12 or 13 when she met the singer. At the time, Jane traveled the world with a Christian hip hop group whose members were cousins of hers. Prosecutors asked her not to name the group in order to protect her identity. Now you already said it's a.
They were a Christian group.
Sparkle's her aunt. You already told her identity.
They were a Christian group.
Exactly. Well, R. Kelly, how he learned how to sing was through a gospel choir leader, the woman who has a lot of connections with the industry. So yeah, shortly after they met, Jane said she began spending more time with Kelly and Sparkle. She would watch Kelly and Sparkle record music and talk about basketball and music with Kelly. Jane testified she was 13 when Sparkle suggested Jane should ask Kelly to play a bigger role in her life. So wait, Sparkle is the one who told her to go and formulate more of a stronger relationship with R. Kelly. Jane testified that Kelly became her godfather, at which point her parents felt comfortable letting her stay the night or even the weekend at his home without her parents or aunt present.
Come on, they knew exactly what was going on. Why would you let your 13-year-old go stay with a grown man? I don't care if he is an R&B superstar or not.
When they told this story in the Surviving R. Kelly, she kind of told it in a slightly different way. She made it seem like she didn't have any sexual relationship with him, and that she don't know how she just mistakenly left her with him. She don't know how it happened, but now right here is saying that they was comfortable with this.
R. Kelly had a wife, Andrea.
Yep.
Can she testify to this, or did she know the little girl was there, or he has kids as well? So was she sleeping in the bedroom with the little girl, his kids, or how was this going?
Yeah,
I'm trying to make sense of the story.
Well, we know how it really happened. They sent that little girl with Sparkle to meet R. Kelly. to do what they did anyway. The one who has a tape was her niece. Well, right here it's saying that this well, is the one with the tape the one that Sparkle was connected to and convinced to formulate a stronger relationship with them? How Sparkle and a lot of these other women, parents, able to escape out of this is insane.
They should be locked up too.
It's crazy. Jane said she was 14 when the relationship with Kelly became sexual, and she lost her virginity with him when she was 15. When Illinois Department of Children and Family Services began investigating the allegations, Kelly was having a sexual relationship with Jane in April 2000 when she was 15. Jane testified that she denied the relationship. She also testified she later denied to Chicago police investigators she and Kelly had sexual relations. Jane, her parents, and Kelly met for a meeting when reports began surfacing in 2002 about the existence of a tape showing the pair engaged in sex acts. She said Kelly admitted to them that he was having a sexual relationship with their daughter. Jane and her father received subpoenas to testify before the grand jury in 2002. Jane testified that prior to appearing before the grand jury, she had a conversation with Kelly about loyalty and denying our relationship in the sex tape. Jane testified she lied to the grand jury in 2002 when she was denied having a sexual relationship and appearing in a sex video with the singer. So her parents took a payoff.
And now she's trying to get a payoff.
So the parents got the bread in 2002.
Now
and you never get the bread, so you had to go with the criminal thing. Because any of these lawsuits, any of these cases against Kelly, civil, all of them are criminal at this point, if I'm not mistaken. So once again, I don't know how the parents are able to get around this story and act like they had nothing to do with it, but
they were all involved. They all knew what was going on. Nobody is a victim.
Yeah,
I can't even. People gonna feel bad for me saying this, but the 15-year-old, they not victims either because they were going along with it, and they're gonna say, well, they are victims because the parents was coaching them and making them do these things. I believe at 15 years old, depending on how your family raised you have a mind to know right from wrong.
When you start saying 15, 16, it gets touchy because people,
they still view them as children.
I'll say again, Dave Chappelle had a great joke he had about 15 where he asked how old is 15. He explained that a 15-year-old white girl got kidnapped and got lost, but a 12-year-old black girl got kidnapped and was able to find her way home, and a 15-year-old black boy got charged with murder when he accidentally killed his friend doing a wrestling move. So how old is 15 really? Can you make the decision you don't want to be pissed on at 15? That was the
yes,
that was the Dave Chappelle joke.
You can make a decision at 15 years old if you don't want to be pissed on.
So I'm not gonna say that there isn't certain power.
I can't say that you can't stop somebody from doing something to you because you're that age, and that's considered rape.
Well, I would say even an adult woman, if a man is stronger, it is what it is. Unfortunate. Yeah,
I was touched inappropriately. I was made do this. You report that instantly.
Yeah,
unless you're trying to get some sort of, you're benefiting from this relationship.
The only power dynamic I will say is a 15-year-old girl meeting her celebrity. There is a certain level of, I wouldn't even say a 15-year-old girl.
There's a certain level. Starstruck.
Yeah, there's a certain level of starstruck, and a person who's starstruck who asks you to do something, and that you doing that will make you closer to them. I can understand a 15-year-old girl maybe not knowing how to navigate those things and make the correct decisions, but at the same time, the parents also were egging this on. So it is what it is. What up, Keeper? How you doing?
And the kids were going along with it.
You said the kids going along with it?
The kids was going along with it.
Yeah, they were. Unfortunately.
I'm not talking about the 5-year-olds and the 4-year-olds. That's really not even in this case.
They're not in this case.
I'm talking about
15, 16.
15, 14, 15, 16-year-olds.
Like I said, it gets touchy when we start talking about those ages because we know back in the day, 14, 15 was
you
like.
was pregnant.
Like a lot of y'all grandmas. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, y'all. They grandmas.
A lot of your grandmas at 14, you
pregnant by what? 20?
21-year-old husband, 22-year-old husband. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's one of those gray area things where what's good at one time ain't good at another time. I understand, but
well, they're gonna say you know better, you do better.
Exactly, but
even in the scriptures,
I mean, we'll see this one.
That was going on in the scriptures too.
This is why it gets touchy, But it is what it is. Anyway, let's move on. Rapper P&D. I'm sorry. Let me make sure.
I don't know who this is.
Who he is not important. Well, I'm not gonna say he's not important.
Who is he?
Let me go to this first. Cause you're right. Let me just do this right quick. All right. Hopefully it's actually changing screens this time. I know last time I showed 2 screens the whole episode.
The rapper, I think the rapper
It should be on this screen now.
It's still on the screen.
Is it? Well,
Yes.
that's a delay anyway. I think it's on the right screen now. But speaking of child situations, Tiffany Haddish accusers ready to settle want apology for doing harm.
So they want money. They don't want justice.
Well, they didn't say money.
Okay. What are they willing to settle with? How many years
Well,
she gonna get
They said they want to sit down in Vegas.
in Vegas?
In Vegas, they said they want her to pay for the expenses for the sit down.
Well, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas, right? So will we know what the sit down was?
Then they said they want a public apology for saying that the case was a shakedown. I didn't hear much about money, but let's just see. There's another twist in the legal case being stacked against Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. The comedians have come under fire for skits they were involved in back in 2013 and 14 that reportedly starred two children, a 7-year-old boy and his 14-year-old sister. We already know all this stuff, through pedophiles' eyes, all that stuff. In the new documents reportedly obtained by Radio Online, John and Jane Doe want to discuss a settlement. However, after reaching out to the actors' legal team, there haven't been a response yet. They claim that they have been ignored. Haddish and Spears have instead chosen to reach out to my mother to get her to force my brother and me to settle. Now, I didn't want to look. We brought the mother. We brought the mother up before, and we said, okay, this is a person who clearly you were friends with, you were friendly with. I know that's deeper stuff on the friend. We're not going to go into that and the relationship she has with Tiffany Haddish. But clearly, if you leave your kids with her, you trust her. I'm not going to go that far. We know in Hollywood and we know comedians in general have a name when they get on the road. I mean, you kind of know what I'm implying right now. So the fact that she's contacting the mother means it seems like it's a scorn situation.
Scorn lovers?
He's going to bust it open. Seems like she's trying to say, look, get your kids,
get off my back.
It's okay. I'm sorry for what happened back then. Da.
She's like, I know I got a little coin now. Y'all trying to go after my bag.
Yeah. So she said, my brother and I have amendable to plaintiff Haddish desire to engage in mediation settlement talks, Jamie reportedly stated. She added that she contacted Haddish attorney to discuss the terms of mediation, which included the actress paying for the sit-down that must take place in Las Vegas within the next 2 weeks. If mediation results in a finalized settlement, so that's money, Jane requested that Haddish walk back on her statement about lawsuit being rooted in extortion. It's kind of hard to say that when you're asking for a settlement. I'm going to leave that alone. In the state, she never intended to harm my brother, mother, and me. Jane also wants the public apology from Haddish as well. Haddish and the accuser mother were reportedly once good friends, and it was suggested that after the actress stated she couldn't be of help with her entertainment career, things took a turn. Hollywood unlocked Jason Lee, a good friend of Haddish, previously threatened to reveal the names of the accusers, resulting in backlash because they were minors at the time of their incidents.
All these people sure do got Tiffany Haddish's back, don't they?
Like, it's for a person who we know the infamous night when Cat Williams, when Cat Williams went on that radio show, he pointed out how Tiffany Haddish was able to be a rising star, and she hadn't even did one full hour special yet. And when she did her special that New Year's, she tanked. It was bad, and he was proven right at that point. She's went on.
I'm not gonna call her playing the industry. I'm gonna say she's somebody that was placed in the industry because she willing to do what it takes to do what it do.
There's a woman named, if y'all know a woman named, there used to be a show called what's the name of that show? The Foxhole, with Jamie Foxx's radio show, The Foxhole. But there was a show on that called Speedy's Comedy Corner. Speedy's Comedy Corner used to have a whole bunch of comedians, Corey Holcomb, Tangerine, Tiffany Haddish appeared on there, obviously Jamie Foxx, Louis Dix. A lot of those dudes showed up on there. Tiffany Haddish was on there. That was in 2007. So she's not new. I wouldn't say she's a plant, but I think, like you said, she was willing to do things. At some point, she got sick and tired of being on that chitlin circuit. And she said, I'm willing to do some things. I remember when somebody made a point, how did she make it? And another person made a comment, she got one of them Jewish dudes.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say next.
And that's funny because she called herself Jewish.
Well, she's a Eritrean.
Yeah.
Eritreans call themselves Jewish.
She said she's Jewish. So she basically went and got one of them Jewish dudes, and her career was able to, grow a little bit. So,
she started, doing interviews about sleeping with white men.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep. All of a sudden.
Oh yeah, she yeah.
That was her big thing. All of a sudden, the interracial aspect of her comedy. So yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, do you see this as a money grab at this point?
No. Yeah, it's a money grab because instead of them wanting justice once again, they're willing to settle for money. When you settle for money, that means that you don't want justice. It's a difference if you go after justice and you get your justice, and then like the whatever happened, they say, well, we're gonna award you this money due to your suffering and pain. That's different.
Yeah, I'll say it's definitely looking like the fact that Tiffany Haddish and Aries spirits went to the mother, ignored them, and went to the mother means they think that the mother is still the one who's pushing this lawsuit. So
Yeah.
it is seem like it's about getting back at something. But let me move on to the next one.